Good morning, everyone. December 28th. Hold on, we're just stopping. Start broadcast. We are live on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. We're just going to welcome everyone before we start. It is December 28th, 2021. We're almost at the end. And as everyone knows or doesn't know, December 23rd, the Canadian government has announced that they actually have confirmed 401,000 new permanent residents to Canada during this year, 2021, 12-month period. A lot of you may be frustrated because you're overseas and you've been in the pool or express entry, whether your PR was under process, but it didn't happen. So these 401,000 permanent residents, I'm going to break it down to you approximately of where they came from. Okay? So from our estimates, because you know the statistics from the government are usually a year behind in terms of the breakdown. Right? So right now when we're looking at it, this is where the 401,000 came from. Approximately 130 to 140,000 this year came from express entry and not overseas. They were majority of people who were inside of Canada through provincial nominee programs or CEC. Approximately 40,000 could be from the Afghanistan refugee crisis. There was over 80,000 the TR to PR pathway. So you put that together, right there you're seeing approximately, about 250,000 right there. And then you have family sponsorships and you have other economic programs like startup visa and other PNP programs, provincial programs like skilled workers and entrepreneurs. Right? So you've got express entry and TR to PR pathway, huge. There are refugee cases beyond the Afghanistan issue that were processed as well, who are inside of Canada. Plus you have family sponsorship and you have all the rest of the programs. The majority of the people who were confirmed were inside of Canada this year. And that's what's maybe frustrating for many people. However, we expect 2022 to be a great year for applicants even from outside, even with COVID, because COVID, as the years go on, it will not go away, no, but it will be manageable, like the measles or the flu. So 80 or 100 years ago, these diseases came in and they, maybe thousands of years, they killed a lot of people. Over time, vaccinations were created and now they're manageable. These diseases exist today, but nobody's having a pandemic over it. COVID will be similar. So expect in 2022 to have way better immigration paths and processing of overseas applicants. The 401,000 was a huge record for IRCC, which is the immigration arm of the Canadian government. Why is that? Well, it was the first time they broke a record since 1917. So that's huge, right? We've never had that many new permanent residents confirmed in 1 year since 1917. That is very significant. And they plan to reach anywhere from 410 to 420,000 next year. So if you're thinking about Canadian immigration, if you're already in the pool, if your PR is under process and you're frustrated because it's been over a year, well, it will be done next year. And they're planning to invest $85 million to reduce backlogs in Canadian immigration file processing. So that is also a significant event. It's the government, so don't expect something really quick. The $85 million, you're not going to see the results probably till 2023, but we do expect a ramp up during next year. And if you've noticed, before the end of the year, right before this Christmas break, they started issuing a lot of confirmations of PRs, even for our clients. So we were seeing these huge number of confirmations coming in the last minute to reach their goal. They really wanted to get up to that 400,000 mark, and they have. Good for them. And there's people who are very happy inside of Canada, like our clients and many other people who become a permanent residents now. And there's people overseas who are frustrated now because they have not had the opportunity to have their files processed. But that will change, everyone. Next year, expect some results. Don't expect miracles in the first 2 months, I think, January, February. I think March, April onwards, with the backlog processing, things will be much better. The second half of 2022 is when we really expect things to ramp up and for the backlogs to be a little bit eased up, on those terms. So let's go see what's happening here in terms of our comments section. Okay. Yeah, Merry Christmas, everyone. Yeah, I forgot about that. If you celebrate Christmas or not, maybe you just buy a Christmas tree. Who knows? But wherever you are, happy holidays, Merry Christmas. We'll be back here at 5 p.m. today. It'll just be me. There won't be a dual language, a bilingual Spanish session today, but we will be talking about business visas, investor visa. So let's jump into the question answer. And if you're watching a recording of this video and you're like, what is this guy doing? Well, every session we have on Tuesdays, we talk about the main theme and title of the video, and then we jump into the comment section of our live where people post questions and comments and we answer them live. So this is the part where the subject of the video comes to an end and we do a live session. And remember, everyone, if you're on Facebook and Instagram, we cannot see your comments now. We can answer them later offline, but right now, as of this moment, we can only see the live comments from our YouTube followers and viewers and subscribers. So Nirali Mehta says, hi Reza. She's saying that CRS 483, what are the chances to be selected? When will federal skilled worker draw be expected? And that's a huge question everybody's asking. I expect that anywhere from February to end of April, federal skilled draws will start. Could happen in January, it could happen in May, but my guess, my money is somewhere between February to end of April. So 483 points, Nirali, is excellent. You will be selected in the first 3 rounds. That's for sure. Peter Mark says, hi, advance happy new year to you and your family. Always will follow you and subscribe. Thank you, Peter Mark. Press like when I announce your name and your question or comment, so I know you're there. So I see a reaction from you. So thank you to our followers. Bedros, any CRS score above 480 has a very high chance of getting approved. Yes, that's right, Bedros. Above that, but again, nothing is ever 100% with immigration. So remember that, everyone. Gautam Chowdhury, I have logged my file from Montreal in June, student visa, but no reply from IRCC. Now I have a withdrawal. Now I have withdrawal it in December because no reply. I have a gap now. How do I prove it's the embassy? The gap, you don't need to worry too much. You applied at that date, they didn't respond to you, so you just have to wait for a response. That's the way things work. You cannot fill that gap with anything unless you're working, because when you apply for something like a visa, it's not like you stop your life and you wait. You continue to study, you continue to work, you continue on what you were doing before. Isoken Igalo says, when are we expecting processing a federal skilled worker? Yeah, again, we answered that. Nobody knows. These are just assumptions, these are theories. But I would say anywhere from February to end of April. Could happen in January, but I don't know. Maybe, but I'm thinking the first 4 months, worst case 5 months of 2022. So Shaovik 9. Hi Reza, I got a medical done as requested by IRCC last month. Do we again need to go for police clearance certificates? When can we expect the PPR, passport request, federal skill outline applicant. I believe since they're processing them now, early next year you will see results. It depends on how old your police clearance is, Shavik. If it's more than 1 year old, potentially they can ask it, but they may not because they've had such a huge backlog and the delay isn't their fault. But again, nobody knows. This is the government. It's like a surprise every time they come up with something. Um, so Gautam Chaudhary said, I will be logging my file again. How will I prove it was not my fault? It's not your fault. As I said, you continue to do what you need while your file is being processed for study permit or visitor visa. You don't stop everything, right? So don't worry about that. I mean, basically, you can explain it in the letter as well. Bedros, hi Reza, I just wanted to ask, if you keep getting refused for study permit, how am I supposed to address my reason of refusal when they're not even going through my application but bulk processing it? Well, Shinhook, well, that's the way it is, right? I mean, life is not fair. Embassies may not be fair in many cases. And unfortunately, when you keep on applying and being refused, you're just hurting yourself, right? So it's just you're making your situation worse. Prof 418, hello Reza, hello back. I have my houseboy and I intend traveling with him. What is expected of me as per document? Well, I'm not sure what you mean by houseboy. Like you mean like a housekeeper, right? You do need to provide documentation, and they may refuse the person who's accompanying you because there's no real relationship besides, maybe they're working for you. Mohsen Ali Jomez there. Yes, hi Reza, I'm waiting for 1 year after the medical check, but there is no news about the application. Could you please tell me about the processing time after the medical check? It depends on the program, Mohsen. So if you were federal skill draw express entry, it stopped in 2021, right? And even in 2020. So next year you can expect it, but it really depends on your application. From outside of Canada, everything stopped, so you can expect some progress early or first half 2022. Gautam Chaudhary says, because the colleges was suspended and it was taking longer, now I will change province, so will this hamper as changing college? No, Gautam, just explain everything clearly in your letter to them. Shavik 9 says, thanks a lot, no problem. Somebody else is it Hindi, or I'm not sure, it's like a script from India. I'm not sure how to say your name, but anyways, press like when I mention your name in your question so I know you're there, folks. Hello Reza, I'm inside Canada, Toronto as a visitor and seeking a job. I'm from IT software developer background. Kindly advise things to do from my end. Thank you, Ram. Okay, Ram, there you go. That's your name. Ram, if you find a job and they can do a labor market impact assessment or a global talent stream, you can apply for work permit from inside of Canada. But the important part, Ram, is to find an employer who will hire you. If you can't, then it's very difficult to convert into a work permit unless you are the spouse of a international student or worker, or you are a student yourself. So you do need an offer of employment, which will go through whether it's an LMIA, LMIA exempt, whether it's PNP, no matter what. So please make sure everyone, you press the like. The folks today, everybody's a bit sleepy, man. Come on, let's press those like buttons so I know people are awake there. I'm not just talking to a Christmas tree here. Angel G says, which documents are required for a study permit? You need a letter of admission. You need to fill out the study permit application form. Proof of funds to support your living expenses and the first year of tuition at the school. You need a study plan. Okay, and you need ties to your home country and any travel history. Ties means employment, assets, financials, and if you have any travel history as well. Those are the key things that you need when you're applying for a study permit, besides the regular stuff like birth certificates and passports and your national ID and the regular stuff about your identity. Prov 418, I'm yet to hear from your colleague as per my work permit. If you've sent a message recently, because our office is closed, Prov 418, so let me know when you sent the message. Tell me what email address it is, and I'll check on that and see what we can do. If it's a work permit for a job offer, unfortunately we don't do job offers. We're not allowed to. But if it's something else, just mention it and I will get back to you. Fe and Menzo. Hello Raza, Merry Christmas from Riyadh. God bless. Yes, hi. Merry Christmas back to Riyadh. If people don't know where Riyadh is, that's in Saudi Arabia. Bedros, I know it's unfair, but I'm looking for solutions as to what to do in my case, as I have been refused twice for study permit and can't afford it while a whole year for judicial review. Any personal suggestion? Bedros, it's tough. Some things are just, that's the way it is, right? You can apply again, we'll talk, maybe yourself or a company, but the chances of another refusal are high. So you do need to have that judicial review option available. Otherwise, what will you do if you get refused a third time? That's the problem. Time is not an issue. This is a huge mistake everyone does, them, folks. Time is not an issue. It's the result and the decision that's important. Do not rush immigration. That's the one thing I can tell everyone towards going into 2022. Do not rush immigration. The decision and the final result is what's important and what you should be paying attention to. So everyone, nobody's pressing the like button. What's going on, folks? Is everyone watching Netflix or I don't know, opening up presents? So Gautam Chaudhary says, thank you for your response. One more question. Now my intake in September again so far. Can I get a visa earlier if I log my file in January? No. No, I don't think so. I'm not too sure, Gautam, because you've applied from overseas for study permit, so I'm a little bit confused. So I'm not gonna be able to answer that right now. Peter Mark, would it really be difficult over my age now, 51? Can I acquire a PR as a single applicant, but married? I won't get my family PR okay for me? No, well, when you apply for PR, your whole family is part of it. Becoming a PR at the age of 51 is completely possible. It depends on the program, right? If you're coming in as a student, yeah, maybe not. If you're coming in through employment, yes. Maybe through investment, setting up a business here, yes. We have a lot of clients who are like 50 and 60, but not the skilled immigration points based, because you're going to lose a lot of points due to age. Or as an international student, not that it's impossible, but if you don't have travel history or if you're not inside of Canada already, it would be difficult to get a study permit for plus 50 years old. Nuhad Damak, unless you had a valid visitor visa already. Nuhad Damak says, hello, I've been waiting for express entry confirmation of PR since October 2019. On November 21st, 2021, I received a medical request again. When should I expect a passport request? Next year. So based on this information, we expect that the first 4 months, you're going to see a lot of federal skilled worker applications being processed and potentially some new draws. Ellie Patient says, thank you for the information, sir. Merry Christmas, by the way. Applied for a study visa in July, so what can I expect? I didn't receive a decision yet about my application. It depends on your region and the intake period, if it was for January or May next year. And Anil Reddy Chef says, hi Reza, hi Anil back. Thanks for the likes, everyone. Angel G, how much money should be in my account? It should be your living expenses, minimum $10,000 to $15,000 a year, plus the tuition for an entire year. It can be in your account or your financial sponsor or a spouse or partner. So that's approximately how much you need to show, minimum. Prov 418, I have a dependent who is not related by blood. He's 12 years old. What do I need to do? It's you know, unless you've adopted that person, Prop 418, there's very difficult to prove relationship to apply together. So you'd have to apply separately unless they're adopted, or, you know, maybe you're the stepfather or something like that. Anil Reddy Chef, how are you doing today? I hope you're doing very well. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas back to you, Anil Reddy Chef. I appreciate it. Applied for a spousal open work permit visa in September, biometrics October. Yes, I remember. Medical in December. I applied from Qatar. Any hope for me? Yes. So let's say October, November, December. 4.5 months. By end of January, you will get a response. Worst case, mid of February. Worst case. You will get a decision. I'm not saying you'll get a approval. I'm just saying decision. Bedros says, this might come off as a stupid question. Now, Bedros, there is no stupid question in our lives. There is no such thing. But if I were to apply through a firm agency inside Canada, will that mean my application will get through Ottawa instead of Abu Dhabi? No. It doesn't matter where you're applying, from which agency. It depends on where you're applying from, where you're residing, which country you're applying from. The system automatically routes it to the correct visa application center, embassy, or IRCC office, whether it's in Canada or outside. Mohsen Ali Jomezadeh, hi again, dear Reza. What time is it in Canada? Immigration start work in New Year. Oh, what time will Canadian immigration restart in the new year? Well, as of January 5th onwards, everybody's back to the office. This week they may be working too, but obviously in a holiday mode. But January 5th, most people are back. So you will see definite progress in the first 2 months or 3 months of the new year. Okay. For outland applications like yourself, definitely I would say keep an eye out for the first few months, 4 months of the year, because they will be trying to catch up with all those applicants like federal skilled worker outline that have been stuck in the system for 1 to 2 years. Prof 418, Laura Gomez sent an email requesting for my resume. I sent it and I had to hear from her. Okay, can you let me know your email address, Prof 418? I'm going to copy it and check it in our system and let you know where we are. Anil Reddy Chef says thank you so much. Mapra, so that's spam, so I have to report that. Thank you for joining us today. Spam. Boo, boo, boo. Okay, folks. So Merry Christmas to everyone. Again, if you're watching on Instagram and Facebook, we don't see your live questions. We will look at them afterwards. But we do answer all of our YouTube live comments and questions. We're here every Tuesday, 9 a.m. North America Eastern Standard Time and 5 p.m. again. So again, back here at 5 p.m. So we've got another question. Wojcie Boguki says, Reza, thank you so much for all the work you're doing on that channel. We have received an ITF through PNP in the last row of the year. Perfect. That's excellent news. Thank you for all the help you're providing. No problem. We're here for you. Everyone remember, Tuesdays is for you. We're here to help you. We're all first generation immigrants like myself, my family, the staff that works for me in our office. So we understand completely. We understand the patience, the frustration, the process, and the challenges involved. You know, I always help my own family members immigrate, and we've had, you know, issues come up, and we have a lot of people, friends, family, and I immigrated myself twice to Canada. Why twice? Well, we'll talk about that next time. Gautam Chaudhary, sir, if my intake is September and I apply in January, when can I expect my result, please? I'm reapplying because last time IRCC did not respond. So make sure you withdraw your application, then you reapply. You may not receive a refund. If you apply in January, I would say that anywhere between March to June, you can expect a, I don't think March, I think May onwards. So, you know, May onwards, I would say you can expect a decision. It could happen earlier, but because they will prioritize May intake during January to April, May intake. Folks, everything is perfect. Merry Christmas, happy holidays. happy Hanukkah, no matter what you, happy anything, happy New Year, happy upcoming New Year. So let us know, send us your comments and questions on our YouTube channel or here, Instagram, Facebook. We will watch for those comments offline. We'll be back here at 5 p.m. And Kartik says, here to just mark attendance and like the video. Thank you, Kartik, appreciate it. Kartik is one of our viewers who's been watching for such a long time, and I know the passport frustration from Delhi embassy, but he's here now, right? Kartik, are you inside Canada now? I think you are, right? Woj Boguki says, I have sent them a web form and hopefully it will be all good. Yeah, hopefully. Gautam Chaudhary says, Happy New Year. Happy upcoming New Year, everyone. Yasmin says, applied dependent visa outside Canada December. Okay, applied for a dependent visa outside Canada December 2nd. Biometric done. January 29th, 2021. Yet no medical didn't come, sir. When will they process? Dependent visa or a PR, Yasmin? Because if it's a visitor visa, then it will take a few months. So if they request a biometric in January, I don't understand actually. You did a visa in December 2020 and then you did a biometric in January 29th, 2000. Oh, okay. Now I get it. You have to reapply. Yasmin, if you're inside Canada and you're applying for dependent, you have to reapply. 100%, that's a fact. That's as per IRCC policies. Jayant Pandey says, hey Reza, hope you're keeping well. Give me a like, Jayant, so I know you're there. I'm still awaiting for a COPR since September 2020. While I wait, can I apply for a student visa? It is possible. It's called dual intent, but I do expect that your in 2020 it'll be processed. In the first 4, 5, 6 months, you will see some results in your file. So just hold on a bit. Kartik said, I'm in Toronto. Great, Kartik. Welcome. I hope you're enjoying the snow. Enjoy the holidays. Enjoy the upcoming New Year. Make sure you stay safe with this whole COVID stuff. Ram says, wish you all Happy New Year. Wish everyone. Peter Mark, sorry, didn't hear your reply. Your email, please. Peter Mark. I remember you, Peter. Would it be really difficult for my age now? Okay. Peter, no, I said it's not difficult. It depends on the program. If you're coming as a student, then yeah, it could be very difficult depending on the case. Again, everyone, if you're over 50 and you have a Canadian visa, you're already in Canada, it's possible to convert to a student. Or if you have great travel history and you've been studying all your life, yeah, potentially. Otherwise, you have to look at employment, job offers, business immigration, right? So I just put my email, not my email, the office email. Yasmin says, I applied from India, sir. Okay, Yasmin, if you don't, the person who applied for a visitor visa is not a dependent of somebody inside of Canada, like a student, worker, PR, Canadian, whatever, then it's not going to be prioritized, right? But anyways, no matter what, you need to reapply. You applied way back, they're not looking at it, reapply under the new portal no matter what. Angel G says, do you charge for consultation? Angel G, we do charge for consultation unless you would, like we would do your admission, or there's other services that you would work with us, okay? Check us out. If you need some info, send us a message to our website. Kartik says, just enjoying the snow, waiting for the heap of snow. Yeah, of course. Snow on, and it's going to convert to ice, Kartik. So in January, February, all that beautiful snow is going to be ice, and then you're going to freeze like I do. Jayant Pandey says, thanks, Reza. That's great to hear. Like the optimism for the upcoming year. Yes, Jayant, it's not going to be a miracle, but it's going to be relatively decent. Kalpana Vidi, hey Reza, I've applied for a spousal open work permit in May 2021 and my medical got updated and I can see the status as review. Could you please let me know any estimated time for process? It's around 4.5 months, but if they haven't looked at it, I would just reapply, probably no refund. Withdrawal, reapply, because it takes around 4.5 months. You've been waiting, what, 7 months? It's ridiculous. Not your fault, obviously, but the embassy and IRCC. Ellie Patient says, okay, the intake was September this year. I'm from Rwanda. You're in a bad situation, Ali. You've got to do a deferment and then send the deferral application or the approval from the college through web form and an email address directly to the embassy that's processing your visa. Study. Unique Rukondo, you're so talented. Bless you. Thank you. I'm just here to help. Barbara Nadaisaba. Daisaba. I hope I pronounced that right. Hi, Raza. Do change processing times affect your application when you applied before the change in processing times? Potentially, yes, but again, remember, if you're applying for a visitor visa and you applied way back before September, you need to reapply. Okay, but if it's like a work permit or something, so it really depends on the case. Typically, I would say it will affect it, but because 2021 has been such an unusual year, it really depends. Angel C, how long does it take to get an admission letter? It depends, Angel G. If it's a university, it could take up to 3 months. If it's a college, it's usually done pretty quick, 30 days, maybe, depending. There's places that we can get admissions very quickly before, but usually the colleges, the public colleges that most people want to go to, can be 30 to 45 days max. But there are colleges that can process it in 3 weeks sometimes. Eunice Rukonos, we applied for a visitor visa in NOB, I guess November. Kartik, you should change RCIC in your name. It's something else now, I think. Yeah, maybe you're right, Kartik. I gotta check it out, but I don't know. Let's see. I think you mean the institution. ICCRC is called the College of Consultants, but I think the designation is still the same. Shashank Chada, will we get the CRS score for a course shifted to an online due to COVID? Yes, the policy still exists. And it will continue and it's posted on IRCC website that up to a certain time in 2022 online studies are accepted. Eunice Rukondo, we applied in October 4th for a visitor visa from Uganda but want to visit in April. I'm hopeful. If you use the new portal, yes, hopefully. If you have ties to Canada, then even better. Our last client, we got their visitor visa within 2 weeks because they had somebody, a family, their first family inside of Canada. Barbara Daisaba, it's for permanent residents. Hi, Reza, do change person? Yes, for permanent residency, yes. But if you're outside of Canada, it's still slow this year. Next year, I would say you can see faster processing. Kartik, any chance for chef to get PNP in Ontario? Chef PNP overseas, I believe so, Kartik. I'm not sure. Let's check it out real quick, folks. Live research, because they have the occupations, right? Home support, chefs. There should be chefs, right? Now let me see, skilled trade stream. Hold on. I think it should be. So occupations listed in 6337273. Yes, it is possible. It is possible. Let's see. Heavy construction, skilled industrial butchers, transport, home support, nurse aides. Cook is 6 something. What is not code for cook? Yeah, sorry folks, I don't remember everything. 6322. Okay. 6322. Yeah, folks. I'm doing a live research, of course. Yeah. Kartik, you asked an interesting question. No, 6322. No, not right now, Kartik, but it may come in later. It doesn't mean they can't get a work permit and come here and work, but potentially that could change. The occupation for cook could be updated on the OIMP website. So will we get CR score for a course shifted to? No, I think I replied to all that. So folks, we are nearing the end of our session. Where are we here, folks? Are we here? Are we there? I have no clue where we are. Okay, last questions. Medical laboratory. Angel, is your success with Angels G says, is your success rate with the study visa? What is your success rate with the study visa? It depends on the country. Angel G, it depends. If we know it's a losing case, we won't take it on, because we don't want to waste your time or money and obviously ruin our reputation. So we look at education gap, country of origin, like your nationality, your residency, your travel history, the study plan, all those things, and financials. Dipesh Regmi, medical laboratory technologist. I don't know that right now, so I can't answer. Shashnak Chada. So IRCC has said that a Canadian candidate won't get CRS score in express entry for Canadian education if the study is done in distance learning mode. Will studying online while in Canada amount to distance learning? No. Okay, you would be eligible for postgraduate work permit to work in Canada, but if you studied everything fully online overseas, it will not count towards express entry. But if you did a portion inside Canada, a portion outside, potentially it can, right? But for postgraduate work permit right now, they are allowing remote overseas. If you're inside of Canada studying online, it's still considered yes, because it's the college's policy. It's not up to you, right? Kalpana VD, sorry Reza, I had network issues and didn't hear my question. Could you please repeat? Kalpana, where's Kalpana? Hey Reza, I've applied for a spousal open work permit in May 2021 and my medical got updated and I can see the status is reviewed. Could you please let me know any estimated time for processing? Kalpana, if you don't get a response by Jan-Feb, reapply. You won't get a refund because you've been waiting 7 months. It's too long. Kartik, I will be a chef after my study, so which province is best for PR? So you don't do a PNP, you can do a federal skilled trade, okay, federal skilled trade under chef, or you can do express entry regular CEC. So you will not go through PNP Ontario unless they change the occupations, but you can go through express entry, CEC or federal skilled trade, Kartik, okay? So it depends on your language ability, your experience, and all those criteria. After you graduate, you have that chance. Other provinces, Atlantic provinces are great, and all those other provinces are pretty good too. But again, Kartik, it is potentially possible because cooks are NOC B. So a NOC B, you can go as under the international student stream, because when you asked the question, I thought you were asking for somebody overseas, which could also happen under foreign skilled worker stream. So it's a NOC B. So yes, under the international student stream and or the foreign skilled worker stream under Ontario PNP, a cook can be nominated. So I apologize for that. I was kind of misreading your question. Jayant Pandey says, hey Reza, quick follow-up to my previous question. Could you please elaborate a dual intention? Subsequently, will applying for a student visa while I wait for a COPR an adverse scenario? No, it won't. They may or may not accept and approve your study permit because it's separate, but it is dual intent. Dual intent means you can apply for a permanent residency and a temporary residency, like a study permit, at the same time. The officer will look at them independently without adversely affecting each one. So you could get accepted for a PR, and which hopefully you will, and be refused for a study permit. So that's the weird part about it. But you could be approved, okay? Make sure when you do apply, you mention that dual intent is there so they know that you know. Peter Mark, is a massage therapist can be hired? Massage therapists, not as much right now. I mean, if you have a work permit inside Canada, great, but bringing them from overseas, it's not the greatest. Kalpana VD, thank you so much, Reza. Happy New Year. Happy New Year back. Shashank Chada, thank you. Your response is a relief, no problem. We'll be back here 5 p.m. folks, and then the next time we see each other will be in the new year after today's 5 p.m. session. Barbara Daisaba, will there be a big change in immigration next year? Barbara, I believe as per our video, like earlier in this video, there will be a huge number, like they will try to hit that 410 20,000 mark, they will start processing outland applicants. So there's going to be a recovery, let's say. I'm not going to be saying there's going to be a lot of changes. There will be perhaps some immigration programs that will be introduced, but there'll be a recovery. That's what I'll call 2022. Kartik, aren't cook and chefs different, or are they considered the same? They're the same. So it's the same knock code, Kartik. So when you look at it, there'll be a huge number of listed occupation titles for that 6322 or 6233, I forgot. So check out the knock code. Thank you. Take care. Take care, everyone. We're out. We're gonna come back here at 5 p.m. If you missed us, if you're on Facebook, Instagram, we'll see your comments offline. Everybody else, we'll see you back on YouTube, and don't forget to subscribe. Thanks, everyone. We are going to shut off now, and we'll be back here at 5 p.m. today, Tuesday again. Thanks again. Take care and have a good